I'd study architecture. I mean, I'd study the craft more. I'd take it more seriously. I'd go back to school and I'd find out what kind of trim fits in a craftsman-style home. What kind of crown? What kind of base, you know? What's the difference between, God, just the three styles that make up the colonial period? What's the difference between a Georgian home and a federal home? You gotta know, because it's what helps you grow and appreciate the craft. And if you don't, how can you expect to earn the respect of your customers if you're not knowledgeable? If you can't help them, if you can't guide them, if you don't have the information that they really need, you know, because a lot of them don't know, or they're looking online at some website with a million different ideas for coffered ceilings, and they're thinking, oh gee, I like that one. Well, there's a lot more to it than I like that one. Does that one really fit in the style of home you have? If you're living even in a traditional home in America, you don't want to be putting in some modern contemporary mantelpiece. You want to put something into your home that fits with the style of the home, that gives it an overall feeling of comfort. Otherwise, you end up with this clash of styles. And trust me, you can't relax in a house like that. There's no sense of calm. There's no sense of kind of like organizational tune or music that house is playing. A friend of mine refers to architecture as grammar, and I couldn't think of a better word. Grammar, like using a proper sentence structure with a colon or a semicolon and a period, you know? That's what architecture provides you with. It provides you with that kind of background so that you know when base shoe molding should be used, or how high chair rails should be installed. I think homeowners and clients are becoming more discerning, and architectural styles are becoming more popular. People are replicating them. So if you want to be a successful builder today, well, you better be up on that game. We're not just building ranch-style houses anymore. We're building Tudor-style homes, or we're building the whole tract of craftsman-style homes. And some of them are like have a little Tudor influence, and some of them might have a little like Victorian influence that give it a different taste entirely. You got to be able to identify that stuff. So I kind of feel like, boy, the best advice I could give anybody is don't stop learning. Keep investing in education, because your life is going to change. It's not like it used to be when I was a kid in the 50s and a guy got a job at GM and that was it, he was done. Ain't that way anymore. Life changes now. It changes so fast we can't even keep up with it. Everything's like that. My cell phone was just updated automatically last night. I get up this morning and I can't figure out how to use the map function to get here, you know? It's just like that in our lives. Our lives are so challenging today. We've got to constantly learn how to do new things. And that's just one small example of it. It affects everything, and it affects the longevity of our jobs too. How long we're going to be in the same position, or the change in that position itself, you know what I mean? How you're going to have to evolve that job to keep up with the changing requirements of technology or whatever. It's a different world. It's not IBM for your life. It's a changing environment. We got to learn how to deal with that. And the only way to do it, education.